Hi everyone, welcome back and thank you for tuning in. In today's video, I will be discussing Ontario's Human Capital Priority Stream that does not require a job offer for you to qualify, which is great news. I will explain the program mainly and the eligibility requirements and talk about the process so you have a clear idea. Just 3 quick notes before we begin. Please watch this video till the end so you don't miss out on any of the important points I will be discussing. Remember to please hit the subscribe button so you get notified as soon as we upload new videos on a weekly basis. And finally, please don't forget to like this video at the end if you find it useful. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. I will leave our contact information in the description below as well. I'd like to briefly explain how the provincial nominee program works at a high level. Now, there are 2 levels of assessment, as you can see in the slide here, the federal and the provincial. Each province has its own set of requirements. So first, you need to qualify for the Federal Express Entry for either the Federal Skilled Worker Program or the Canadian Experience class. All the requirements for the express entry need to be met, such as education. You will need to get your education verified if you have completed your degree outside of Canada. For this Ontario PNP program specifically, you will need either a bachelor's, master's, or a PhD degree. Then you need to complete the English exam requirements, like the IELTS or CELPIP. You need at least 1 year of paid full-time work experience in NOC 0A or B. And as a side note, if you don't know your NOC or how to read a NOC, I have made a video on that and I will leave it in the description below. You will also need your police clearance done and your medical exam as well. Now, when you are admitted into the express entry pool, Ontario will then have the option to pick you from this pool based on their provincial labor market needs. They typically have a draw schedule for when there is a labor market need, so say around 4 to 5 times a year typically. Here is a list of the top tech occupations that are in demand in Ontario. If you see, the software engineers and designers received the maximum number of nominations in 2020. Computer programmers and interactive media developers is a close second. In 2020, there were 1,604 nominations sent out under just the tech draw. In addition to the tech draw, there were other in-demand occupations that were given the notification of interest in Ontario. I have listed a few of these occupations here for your review. So in total, there were close to 2,000 nominations sent out under the Human Capital Priority Stream just in 2020. Now, as a quick note here, there were approximately 400 nominations sent under the French-speaking skilled worker stream. The only added requirement for this program, in addition to everything else I will be discussing here, is that a CLB 7 is required for French and a CLB 6 in English. Here is just some info to give you an idea about the top 10 countries of birth who were nominated for this program. Now let's talk about the eligibility criteria. The first 2 points I have already discussed. The third is the proof of funds requirement. Now you should show proof that you have enough funds for yourself and your family moving with you to Canada. Even if you have family that will not be coming with you to Canada, your proof of funds should account for them as if they were coming with you. So you should consider your spouse, your common law partner, and all your dependent children of yours and your spouses. Now you are exempt from the proof of funds requirement only if you either have a legal status to work in Canada, like you have a work permit, or you have a valid job offer from an employer in Canada. Now the next is having a legal status in the country where you are currently living in, like citizenship or work permit or even a study permit. For all those with temporary legal status like work or study permit, you will need to provide proof of the country where you have a permanent legal status. For example, if you are in the US doing your master's program under a study permit, you can apply to the Ontario PNP if you can show that you have a permanent legal status, say in India. The next is you should have a genuine intention to live in Ontario. I know this isn't a real issue as everybody wants to come either to Ontario or BC, but as a quick side note, just want to let you know that there are other provinces as well which are equally good, and just know that each province offers its own set of advantages. Now, I did explain what this genuine intention means in the Nova Scotia PNP video, but I'll touch upon it once again. Now, this can get a bit confusing as you may ask, how do I know if I'm going to get picked by Ontario? And hence, I'd actually like to apply to all the provinces to increase my chances of getting picked. And that's completely okay. You choose all provinces you wish to apply to and leave it to the provinces to send you the letter of interest or the notification of interest. Now, when you apply to the provinces that has issued you the LOI or the NOI, at that point, start thinking about settling in these provinces. Do your research. Where exactly would you like to live if you were to be picked by that province? What is the cost of living, such as cost of food, accommodations? How is the job market? Search the job boards like Indeed to see if there are any positions available that match your experience. Research about schools for your children, etc. So now once you receive nominations from these provinces, you can only accept one nomination. And when you actually accept that nomination is when the real intention to settle in that particular province need to be a genuine one. And finally, you cannot apply to this program unless you have received the notification of interest or the NOI from Ontario. They need to pick you from the express entry pool based on their labor market needs, as explained before. So if you have experience in any of the occupations I discussed earlier, you have a very good chance of being picked if you qualify well on all other criteria. Now here is a quick explanation on the application process for the OINP Human Capital Stream. So you need to create an express entry profile as the first step and get your EE profile number. Then you need to keep a lookout for the notification of interest from Ontario in the online system. Then you spend some time to gather all the mandatory documents. Then you should apply through the OINP e-filing portal, and there is a cost to apply to this program. It's $1,500 and it's the government fee. You'll either be nominated or refused. Now, if you are nominated and you accept the nomination, you can accept the nomination should you choose to go with Ontario. You will get 600 additional points for this nomination, and then you apply to IRCC for permanent residence after you will receive your ITA in the next draw because of your high score. Hope you found that video useful, and thank you for watching till the end.